Hey everybody. Hey, what's up, King? Hey everybody, this is your girl Creole Butterfly, Libra Butterfly, Coco 929, coming to you from the great state of Kentucky, where the women are beautiful and the horses are fast. Other horses are beautiful and the women are fast. It just really depends on what you're doing. Like, I want to say happy bar mitzvah, anniversary, quinceañera, birthday, to Lottie Dottie and everybody that is celebrating something on today, which is July the 5th, 2024. Y'all, we are at the 7th month. Anyway, you know I'm the Oprah of the what? The smooches. So, mwah. You get a smooch, you get a smooch, you get a smooch. Apply where necessary. Everybody gets a smooch, okay? What's up, King? Yep, it is old school. You know, I love my old school. I don't like this new stuff too much, but old school, I be done dug in my little bag of music I got and be like, that one right there. And I used to want to be her in a way because I felt like she was a tomboy, but she was cute and she hung with the dudes, and that was me. You know, most of my friends are males. You know, I have about, in the total of my lifespan, I've had about 6 women, 6 girls, females that was friends. Everybody else, I'm always cool with the dudes. Always, you know. So they like, nah, we can hang with her. She cool. She like one of us, man. She'll gossip and all that. She can hang with us. So yeah, my core friends are well, mostly males. So yeah. Anyway, I know there's probably everybody named Mama on today. However, I told y'all, honey, I come on when I want to come on. So at the appropriate time, the people who are meant to find me will find me. How about that? Okay. So, oh, y'all, it is so much I want to discuss. First of all, I want to show y'all this. Hold on. You know that you've been playing. Y'all see this beautiful woman right here? Let me make sure it pops up on the screen. Not yet. It will. Okay. This beautiful woman right here. This is my beautiful auntie. We buried her today. Some of you all remember that I told y'all a couple of weeks ago that I had like 3 family members to die each week. You know, and somebody had commented, said, because at first it was 2, and somebody told me, they said, well, you know, Creole, it comes in 3s. I said, I know. Well, that Sunday after the Saturday that the second one was on a Saturday. Well, that next morning, that Sunday, we got a call that my auntie died. So she was the last one to be buried, and we held it until after the 4th of July because we know people will come in town anyway, and then those that wasn't off that wanted to be, they were off. So, you know, today was the day, and I was the first one there because, you know, I get a medical procedure done 3 times a week, and so I left there, and I said, well, let me just go on to Louisville, you know, while I'm in my car. Let me just drive on to Louisville, and so it so happened to be at the church that I belong to. And, you know, everybody seen me pull up, you know, that knows me and everything. And they was like, just looking at me. I'm like, I know y'all. And so it felt good to get genuine hugs, you know, and everything. And so the funeral home was still up there fixing up, you know, her casket and all that. He was meticulous. He was making sure everything was, I love that. He was like, you can come out. I said, I'm going to wait until you get through. I said, I love what you're doing. So, yeah, I went up there to the casket. And even though it was my auntie in the casket, y'all, she had lost weight. And she still looked like herself, though, you know, as much as she could. But she had lost weight. And, you know, people came because I was standing there, you know, just looking at her. I couldn't move, you know. I remember the last time I was at my church for a funeral, she was singing for my husband. You see what I'm saying? Like, she and one of my uncles and a friend all sung a song at my husband's memorial. And she hugged me and she was like, you know, I'm here for you. And, you know, all this and stuff. So it was like, I don't know. I felt some type of way today that the next funeral I go to at my church is my auntie's funeral. You know, so it's like, you know, so I don't know, y'all. I've been in like a headspace lately. I've been being really, really authentic with myself. I've been true to myself. I had a prophetic word that was given to me by a mighty woman of God. She's uh, she been in the game longer than I have, you know, and everything. And usually when she tells me something, it comes to pass. Okay, and everything. And so she prophesied to me week before last and made me get really focused on my life. Really get really focused on my life. Um, it's making me because I have such a thing that I can't tell y'all what's going on with me yet until it's over because I have had a thing to where I would come on here and be so excited to tell people I thought cared about me, the blessings that's happening and things like that, for them to go behind and speak negative to it. I, say that I'm bragging and I you know what I'm saying? So those that really, support me and care about me, I will eventually come on here and tell you, and show you the blessings that I'm getting and that God is doing. However, one thing she told me to do is to fine tune my life. She told me to fine tune my life. She said, you have people around you that really don't mean you no good. She said your love for people sometimes blinds you in seeing the true nature of the people that's closest to you. She said, so that's why I'm in your life is to make sure that you know that you need to fine tune and you need to fine tune this in a hurry. She said, because there are people that is still around you and connected to you that don't mean you no good. And y'all, that made me, I feel some type of way. I know this, but like she said, it's my love walk that stops me from really doing what I need to do at times. You know what I'm saying? But I can't keep being a fool. Okay? I cannot keep being a fool. And just because, I can't let the love that I have for people be the thing that destroys my life, be the thing that destroys my future, be the thing that destroys me from getting ahead. I can't do that. You know what I'm saying? So, um, even though it's been hard cutting people loose, you know, I don't need no three and four confirmations or three and four times for somebody. I don't, even though I've been letting people like, you know, if they do something to me, I overlook it and I get mad and say, well, I'm just going to be, and then I, take them into my bosom again because, well, everybody needs somebody and blah, blah. When these people don't care, they don't care, y'all. I'm serious. And I'm like, I thought about that. Like I said, when she prophesied to me, she was hitting stuff on the nail that I'd never told anybody, which I know that's how that works because that's how I do. You know what I'm saying? But I still don't ever want to get to where, girl, I'm a prophet too, blah, blah. That's how you miss God. But when she was telling me some things, I mean, it had the hair on the back of my neck standing up. And then she was telling me some more things that caused me to cry, y'all. I'm like, this is weird, man. Yes, I cry. I do. And I've been crying lately, like 40 going north, y'all. Because to know me is to know I'm the last person that'll cry. And God has been trying to break that out for me. He wants me to shed tears. And he's getting his wish because he's made my heart so tender. He's made my heart so tender. Yeah, I swear that I'll be like, and everything. And it's not really sorrowful tears. It's just a cleansing. It's like, especially like I said, y'all don't know. I love so hard. I swear. I love so hard. I'm that friend for real. Like if I tell you I'm your friend, I'm truly your friend. I'm gonna be down with you like 4 flat tires. You know what I'm saying? You can't get rid of me that easy. It's like it don't work like that with me. Because I got this loyalty thing, and sometimes I'm loyal to a fault. You know what I'm saying? But I'm learning. I'm 53, and I'm really learning that. I'm learning that I'm not giving anybody any more extra love or energy that they can't find for me. Because sometimes with different people, it's one-sided. Like I go all out, I have an understanding heart, and all of this and all of that. But when it comes to me, these same people can't find no compassion. They can't find no extra love for me. They can't find no understanding for me. And they are quick to tell me that now. You know what I'm saying? And here I go again. Well, yeah, but no, I ain't doing that no more. Okay, if it's now, it's now. It's not across the board. How about that? And it's not like I can't be like it, y'all. I took so long in my life to where I didn't take love for granted. And so I wanted to extend the love that was extended to me. And like I said, sometimes in love, it'll blind you. It will blind you. You end up, yeah. So this is my auntie. Like I said, today I stood in her casket, y'all, and a whole lot of stuff just kept going through my head, and I mean, I had a whole just thought process just standing there looking at her. And I can tell that the church people was kind of understanding that. And they just started gathering around me, hugging me and rubbing me on my back because they could see on my face. It was like it was deeper than just looking at her body. It was just deeper. This woman right here was with a gospel group that made records. There's a song called uh it goes like I got so much to thank God for, so many wonderful blessings, and so many open doors. What is it for every mountain? Okay, I had to sing it to get it. Every mountain. This woman right here. For my granddaddy's anniversary one year, we learned that song. Okay, this is when I was still in my granddaddy's choir. We learned this song. When I tell y'all she outsung the record, and then you have to know how my granddaddy's church is built. We all was going back to our seats and all this and stuff, but the spirit was so high. As she's walking, she's at the back of the church. She hit that high note. I mean, hit that high note. And I mean, when she hit that high note, we all, wherever we were sitting at, stood up and started singing. You had a full-fledged choir just singing from their seats. But when I tell you she sounded like she had a microphone connected through her throat, and that's what everybody talks about. Anytime they ask her to sing, they want her to sing for every mountain because they know she gonna out-sing the person who really sings it because that anointing just, she sung it for my daughter's memorial. When we had Jasmine's memorial, she sung for every mountain. When I tell you, my husband, now he don't mind giving God some praise. He'll stand up and holler, "Thank you, God," But when I tell you, my husband went in after this song right here at my daughter's memorial. Honey, the whole church was like, so everybody is saying they're going to miss her singing that song. They don't even know if they can hear it anymore since she's gone, So, yeah, I had to go see my auntie today. She's also the one that made me sing soprano. Like, I was already a soprano, but I would barely sing. And she pulled me to the side one day, and she said, are you going to sing today? I said, I sing every Sunday. And she said, no, are you going to sing today? I said, I sing every Sunday, auntie. What's the problem? She said, because if you ain't going to sing soprano like you supposed to sing soprano, like I know you can hit them notes on soprano, take that robe off. And I looked at her. I'm a grown woman. She talking to me like that. I'm like, she said, I mean what I say. If you ain't going to do it justice, take that robe off. She said, I better hear you. Do you hear me? I said, yes, ma'am. And from then on, I have been, who? Don't play with me. Because she said, she ended up telling my uncle, she said, I told her, quit playing with that soprano and sing. That girl's louder than that. She real high. She higher than me. And they was like, what? I said, yeah, she's higher than me in soprano. She up her Millie Mouth, and we can't even hear her. It's just, but anyway, move forward. So, yeah, I had to say goodbye to my boo today. And it is what it is. So, Let's move on because I don't want to take up on all that all day. Okay, okay. Let me see. Condolence to you and your family. And yes, I understand as I lost my sister. No, King, for real? Yeah, you know what? If you need to talk to me, call me. If you need to talk, call me. You might want to send me a text first to tell me you're going to call me because for some reason, this new phone don't want to ring. And y'all, we ain't going to talk about text messages, okay? Whatever. Shoot. I'm so sorry to hear that. I really am. Oh, my goodness. I'm pulling up the next thing I want to talk about, y'all. I'm sorry. Uh, for every mountain, yes, you brought me over. That is always a testimony for me. That's why I love that song so much, y'all. Y'all just don't know. I told y'all when you going, not even when you're going through just this month, find a song that ministers or says what you need God to do or what you want to do to inspire you or to, if you sad, become happy. Sing whatever that song is, play it if you have to until it you'll feel a difference in you when you begin to, hey, the hood table, boop. Thank you for coming over. You'll feel a difference. You know what I'm saying? You really will. You'll be like, okay. Yeah, I don't feel as bad as I used to. I don't feel as down as I used to. I don't feel as upset as I used to. I don't feel as worried as I used to. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, it's just yeah. So and let me say this, y'all. Let me say this. I keep telling everybody, and this is not, and this I'm just piggyback off of what I just said about my auntie, and then reading what King said. And I want to say this. Hey, Charlie Boo. Hey, thank you for coming over. I want to say this. This world is temporary. It's a whole lot of stuff that's going on, right? But this is temporary. You want to make sure that you show up every day as your best self. You want to make sure that you show up treating people right, that you ain't create no what is it I can say? You just want to be your best self, not for nobody else, but for you. You want to show up as your best self. I do. A lot of people don't care how they show up because their lives is miserable. You know what I'm saying? But you know how, let me tell you how much I realized I was loved. First of all, let me start with today. I got on a sleeveless dress, right? You know, one of those halter dresses. I got on one of those, okay? And my son, when he got here, I didn't know my mother was going to bring him, but when my son got here, first time he saw me, he said, hey, mama. He said, you don't have enough clothes. And I'm like, I'm covered because this sundress, y'all, is all the way down to my ankle, okay? It just ain't got no straps or nothing. And he said, no, that's not enough. That's not enough clothes for me. You ain't got enough. And then so I was like, boy, here, move. So I didn't pay him no attention because he was doing something in the house before he came back out. So I'm standing there talking to my mom, and my son walks up and said, yeah, I just looked at that dress again, and my mind ain't changed. You ain't got enough clothes for me. And I said, you heard my husband number two? Because I don't know if he's number two or number three. Everybody act like they my husband and they my kids. And so he said, Mama, he said, Granny, you don't know. He said, you see this dress? So like anything older than 30 something, he says, oh. He says old men be staring at them. They turn their heads. They pull up and stop trying to get a number. And I'm like, you keep going. And they see me and think I'm a man. Don't know I'm a son. So they pull on. He said, I ain't ready to keep going through all that. She gonna have to. And she on that today? No. And my mama was cracking up. And I just shook my head. I'm like, okay, here we go. She said, you know what though? That's a blessing. She said, that's love. She said, cause some kids, they don't care how their mama dress. She said, even though you appropriate, he's letting you know that ain't appropriate for him. I said, yeah, I know. I know. I said, you know, these kids been showing up lately. My third child, Told y'all she was a registered nurse. I shared her picture online once. She's a registered nurse. Not only is she doing that, she's back in school to become some form of a doctor. Okay. But in the meantime, while she's in school to become a doctor, why is she a notary republic? Why is she a notarizer? Got her bulletin board all up through Kentucky as a notary. Now that's what I was supposed to have been doing before I got sick. I was supposed to become, it's like my children are picking up where I dropped off. And all of them keep telling me, we can't equal up to you, mama. You a doctor. We not no doctors. You a doctor. And I'm like, I never wanted them to be me. What I wanted them to do to be the best version that they can be of themselves. And I never told my children what I used to do when they were younger, before I got married, before I met my husband and all that, to make ends meet, out to have extra money. Now, first of all, I was a manager, and I was going to school while becoming a manager. However, there were field trips. There was things I wanted to do with them, like take them out of town, take them to a nice restaurant where they know how to order off of a menu. It's a whole lot of these things I did with my children, but I needed money to do that. So when I put them to sleep 3 nights a week, I had an ulterior lifestyle. I had a different lifestyle than what I led in front of my children. That's why I told you I used to strip. I used to make extra money to take care of my kids. And that's why I tell people, you can't make me feel bad about my life. Do you see where I'm at now? I may have been there at that time, but you see where I am now? I ended up, matter of fact, my life shouldn't have been my life. Let other people tell it. I shouldn't have never got married to a great husband. I shouldn't have never ended up owning this and owning that and becoming this and becoming that and degree here, because I started in Guttermost. And Guttermost was the projects. And they felt like, with me being a single mother, a teenage mother, had my first child 6 days before my sweet 16th birthday. And all of that, people always, she'll never be nothing. And she going to be on Skid Row somewhere. She going to be out there strung out. And look what happened. Little Project Coco became Dr. Coco. Had a successful marriage for almost 30 years to one man. Successful kids, in my right mind. Ain't God faithful? When he has his hands on you, he has his hands on you. I never denied him. I don't deny him now. That's why on my channel I talk about him, and people don't like that. But you'll be all right. You got enough channels where they don't mention God. So, pick your choice. Okay. Anyway, move on. My cousin stripped to put herself through nursing school. Come on. Hey, baby. Let me tell you something. I was my own boss. It was me and one of my best friends. Okay. The Chocolate Thunders. Okay. Because both of us is dark. But both of us is bad, okay? The Chocolate Thunders. And we worked for ourselves. We didn't have nobody, we worked for ourselves. We stripped for 2 truck drivers. She stripped for one, I stripped for the other one. They were so impressed about us, they started telling people. Word of mouth is how we got our money. Word of mouth. By the time I got home, because I had to be at my management job at 4 a.m. in the morning. So can you imagine that? I'm going to school full time. I'm also a manager full time. And 3 nights a week I strip. Some days I got home like 2:30 in the morning. Had to go in the house, take a bath, get dressed, make sure the kids' stuff was laid out. Because I worked to deal with one of my neighbors to when I had to leave out earlier before the kids got up, that when it's time for them to get up for school, she would come down my house and make sure they were up. I would set the alarm clock. She would make sure they're up and that they dressed and all that. Because, kids will put on dirty clothes, child. And they get on the bus. By the time they get home, I already got dinner started. I meet them on the bus. Hey, how was school today? See, until you walk my life, I don't care what you think about me. That's why I said, what I look like sitting up here arguing with people, and they calling me, like, call me what you want. There's nothing that you can call me that my own family ain't called me. Let's get that straight. Because let me tell you something, even though some family can be your rock, Other families can be the rock you stand on because they don't see nothing good in you because their kids ain't going to be crap. And that's what happened. That's exactly what happened. And I don't even throw it in their face. But sometimes sometimes kinfolk will be your worst enemy. And half the time it's because they jealous of you. Shoot. That's why I tell people, baby, when you find somebody that love you and love you authentically, you better hold on to them. I'm serious. When I find people who really love me and sticks by me and know I have these up and down moments at times, but they like, I still got you. You know what I'm saying? You think I'm going to let them go easy? I'm going to hold on to that. Well, what I did do was get the ones that really don't care for me only when I'm the perfect person, that they want me to be. But if I veer away from there, if I have a bad day, if I don't say something right or whatever, and they done closed up, they ain't got nothing for me. Okay, those are the ones I should be letting go, and I have. Moving forward. Okay, let's go right here. Okay, so I told y'all the other day that I was followed, right? So I want to show y'all something that happened because this happens to a lot of women. Okay, let me make sure y'all can see it. This happens to a lot of women, and okay, right here it says she went to find shade with her son after their car broke down in the heat. The son was found 2 days later. I said click. The son was found 2 days later, but the mom is still missing. Her name is Leroy Tucker. Leroy Tucker is now taking care of his grandson, who is nonverbal. Bless his heart, y'all. And the last person to see Hope Tucker, 46, alive. Okay. Let's see if this thing gonna play. Of course, it's a commercial. Yeah, I don't know about y'all, but I. Oh.
Only on 12 News, a missing mother out of Buckeye is believed to be somewhere out in the desert. Police have searched by air and ground, but still have not found her. Tonight, 12 News journalist Chase Copley spoke exclusively with her father, who tells us that he isn't going anywhere until he learns what happened to her.
Mark Creole, the family is understandably heartbroken to learn their loved one, 46-year-old Hope Tucker, is missing. Now, this case was just recently brought to the attention of the Buckeye Police Department, but Tucker's son, who was the last person to see her alive, says this whole situation happened more than a month ago.
Hey, Dad, appreciate you for always being there.
Leroy Tucker reading the last conversation he had with his daughter, Hope.
Pray you enjoy the day, pray for me, start my new job.
It was sent to him on Mother's Day, shortly before she disappeared.
You see these things on TV or hear these stories, and now here I'm at, wondering where my daughter is and will I see her again.
He lives in California and just learned about it a few days ago when a Valley hospital called him and said they had his grandson, Tayshawn.
And I was like just shocked.
Tucker immediately flew to Phoenix to get him. Tayshawn is also Hope's son. He has autism and is nonverbal. However, he did tell his grandfather that he was the last person to see his mom alive.
He said that she passed.
According to Buckeye Police, Hope and Tayshawn were driving on May 22nd when their car broke down on I-10 near Verado Way in Buckeye. With no air conditioning, they decided to get out and look for shade.
He shared with me that they found some kind of hillside and a tree, and they laid down to have a nap or whatever like that. And then he says she just stopped breathing.
Tayshawn, believing his mother had died, Tucker said his grandson tried to get back to the car to get water, but got lost.
He just told me he just kept on walking.
It wouldn't be until 2 days later when police were called to this gas station 5 miles from the car and found Tayshawn severely dehydrated. taking him to a nearby hospital to recover, where he stayed for close to a month before revealing to Tucker what happened to his mom. Shortly after police were notified, a massive search effort for Hope started using drones, ATVs, and helicopters.
Miss her, and I love her. I wish I was here to give her a hug.
Even after what Tayshaun said, Tucker isn't giving up.
But I'm just hoping for hope.
Taking care of his grandson as they wait for answers.
I'm not going anywhere until we know for sure what's going on.
Tucker told me that Hope is 6'2" and has multiple Christian-themed tattoos on her arms. He believes that someone knows where she is, asking anyone information to give police a call. We're in the newsroom. Chase Golightly, 12 News.
If she way out there, hey, what's up, the Brooklyn chick, smooches? Yeah, me too, Charlie, because that heat ain't no joke. She probably did pass away by that heat, because hey, this heat in Kentucky lately has really been, honey, making me research. Ooh, make me get my life together, because if hell's hotter than this, my gosh. But I feel sorry for that, and that he's nonverbal, and she was probably his only, person that took care of him. And that's a mother. That's what mothers do. She was trying to find him someplace to be cool, and everything else. So my thing is, just make sure if you can that you're prepared. Try to, in the summertime, I try to leave the house with a bottle that's half froze and half, followed with water. So that way, if I do stop, then that ice will, keep thawing out and I have something to drink. And just, I'm always for being prepared, So I really hope they find her. I hope she's not dead. God rest her soul. Oh my God, rest her soul. God, please protect her, So, oh, okay. Let me see what else I said I was going to talk about. Eating steak with a snake. Okay. Let me explain it. A lot of times, which I touched on it just a few minutes ago. Eating steak with a snake is when you have been around people and you feel one way towards them and they feel a whole nother way towards you. You know what I'm saying? Snakes, I read this thing on Facebook the other day. It says snakes are not hissing no more. They're having full-fledged conversations, okay? And so a snake, let me tell y'all, there's different breeds of snakes. And remember, in the Garden of Eden, it was a snake who talked to Eve. And I always tell people always blame Eve for everything. You even hear male preachers talk about that Eve. It was Eve's fault. Eve. But if you research, let me just give you a little history lesson. Even if you ain't a believer, let me give you a history lesson. In the Bible, okay, the commandment, what to do and what not to do, was given to Adam, not Eve. Eve wasn't even created yet. God talked to Adam, the head, and told him what not to do. He translated that to Eve when she came about, what they shouldn't do. And if you read a little bit further, all of you male preachers, if you read a little bit further, you'll find out that when she took a bite off of the forbidden fruit, nothing happened. Only something happened when he took a bite off the forbidden fruit. Because why? The commandment was given to the male, the man, and not the woman. So once he disobeyed, okay, see, there was not a consequence when she disobeyed because the commandment wasn't given to her. Let's go there. But when he took a bite, that's when their life changed, just like God said it was. Another thing, I always ask this question. Adam, where were you? Okay, let me say that one more time. Adam, where were you? See, here's the thing right here. Now, you're sitting there watching the trickster of the trickster, which is the snake, the serpent, have a full-fledged conversation with your wife, and you do nothing. You say nothing. You see what's going on. He was able to get so close to her that he persuaded her. His persuasion was more significant than your conversation with her. Because after all, she did what he said, and you standing right there. But then you blamed her, because then you said it was the woman you gave me. And then God had to correct you. See, here's the thing. People get mad at me because I put headship where headship go. I always say this, and I say this to real men and then males. There is a difference. I say this to real men and then males, okay? Because real men should want to beat the holy heck out of the HE double hockey sticks off of males. Because males make real men look bad. Males always have an excuse why they did, I couldn't do. You say, well, why didn't you? They got an excuse. Well, because you said, so that's exactly what Adam did. It's the woman you gave me. Instead of taking responsibility that he was slacking. Real men will say, you know what? You're absolutely right. And I owe you an explanation for that. All right, you know what? I'm sorry. I kind of took it the wrong way. I was in my feelings, and I did that, and I shouldn't have, and I won't do that no more. That's what real men do. But males, they'll never admit they wrong. They'll never say I'm sorry. They'll never admit it was their fault. They'll never nothing. It's always everybody else. Everybody else did this, so I did this. Or you didn't do this, so I did this. Or you did this, so I'm doing this. See what I'm saying? That's a male. That's not a man. Because like I tell everybody, real women, we feed off you. Whatever energy you give us or whatever you give us, we'll do something with it. We feed off you. So when I say having steak with a snake, it means having conversations with somebody who's conniving, manipulative, and really don't have your best interest in heart. Some of us have eaten with these people. Some of us has helped these people. Some of us have confided in these people. Some of us have, we want the best for these people. And all along, while we're eating steak, they're a snake. They sitting and plotting on how if you make them mad, what they going to say, what they going to do, how they going to do it. I'm going to do this. I'm going to do the whole time. Here you talking about when I go up, we go up. When I go up, we go up. Because that's my philosophy. Anybody who rocks with me and I rock with heavy. But let me tell you something. True. This is true. There is no way in the world that once my ship come in, that I won't make sure my friend, and I'm going to talk about the one that's on here that y'all heard me talk about, the real life with Anthony McNeil, that he ain't all right. Because that's my friend. See what I'm saying? That's my friend. Even if he got, honey, Anthony is well-to-do, and I'm going to leave his business alone. He don't need nothing I got. Trust me. He don't need nothing I got. But however, if I got, I'm going, when my little ship come in, when it comes in by the end of this year, okay, that's the word I got. When my little ship come in by the end of this year, I'm going to make sure he's good. Hey, have dinner on me. Take your wife out. Y'all have dinner on me. Here, go buy you something to go fishing with. Something. Buy Apollo, whatever his name is, the little dog. Go get him a toy or something, Tell him his auntie said roof. I mean, because that's how I roll. People have cashed out me. I have cashed out people, and not once did I come on here and tell y'all anything. Because when you do it from your heart, it ain't nobody's business. And plus, you know what I remember? The same thing that I blessed you with, I may need one day. IJS. Okay, what's the next thing so I can get out for her? Foundation of anger. Okay, this is what I want to say. We've been seeing lately a whole bunch of people operate outside of anger, okay, inside of anger, meaning that, you know how, okay, have y'all ever seen couples that they argue and they've been arguing for 2 and 3 days, and you like, why y'all arguing so much? Cause he left the toilet seat up. Everybody knows in a marriage, it is not about the toilet seat. Let me help you with that. If y'all still arguing about it cause he left the toilet seat up, that's not why y'all arguing. Y'all using the toilet seat, okay, as a masquerade of sorts on what you really angry about. Because you can't say what you're very angry about or what you upset about. You use something minute as the toilet seat, and then every other argument come out. And then the argument y'all had 3 years ago come up. And the argument you thought you settled maybe when y'all first got together, that comes up. Because you don't know how to stay in the moment. You don't know how to stay in the here and now. So you begin to argue about a cup being set out on the counter after all the dishes was washed. You begin to argue about why don't you put your shoes in the room instead of them sitting out here in the open and stuff. Take your shoes with you. Begin to argue. You see what I'm saying? You get something and you focus on it and you argue on it. And I'm gonna tell you something. A lot of people, the arguments and the disdain and the anger that they have with something, it ain't got, most of the time it don't have nothing to do with you. Some things come from childhood. Oops, did she say that? Yes, I did. Some things come from childhood. Some things come because of mama or daddy. And you in 2024 dealing with kid issues. You in 2024 dealing with because your daddy lied to you about a bike. He was supposed to buy you a bike and didn't buy you that bike, but everybody else had a bike and you had to stand up and ride your friend's bike. And then he's supposed to buy you some cookies, then buy you no cookies and blah, blah, blah. So now everything is an argument about what you did not get, the lie that the parent told, or what you saw demonstrated in front of you that wasn't so good. So now you a grown person arguing kid issues instead of being in the now saying, you know what? I'm going to handle this a little different. Any other time I will handle it like this because I'm just petty. Okay? But I owe this new person, me, this new person, this grown woman. I owe myself to be in the moment because I don't want to mess this up. I don't want this to backfire on me. I don't want this to seem one way when I really mean this. And then a lot of people don't tell how they really feel because they don't want to deal with rejection. They feel like I might say this and they're going to reject me. So I just hide what I feel and I make it about everything else. A lot of people need to be delivered and healed and helped with rejection. If you had a bad parent that let you down in every way possible, that's rejection. If you had a passive parent who didn't really stand up for you, who didn't put the foot down and, with that other parent and all that, that's rejection. And unless you handle that, the spirit of rejection, you're going to have a foundation for anger. That's where the anger comes from. Feeling rejected, being rejected. Feeling like every time I do something, it ain't no good. People always make fun of me because of this. Maybe you had a big foot and people always dogged you back to your big feet. Maybe at the age of 8, you wore a size 9. You know what I'm saying? Or maybe, you had burns on you for whatever reason and people used to call you burn man or burn woman. You know what I'm saying? Because kids can be cruel. They rejected you in a sense. And only a couple of people, stood by you. But for the most part, you were rejected in your life. That is the foundation for anger. And a lot of conversations and a lot of arguments that people have in this day and time ain't got nothing to do exactly with what you're going through now. It's the foundation that you had from a little kid that you never, ever healed. Let me remind my butterflies of this. Remember, whatever age you have something really disturbing happen to you, okay? That's the age you stop aging emotionally and in some forms mentally. That's why you can have a 60-year-old woman that acts like she's 20 because something happened to stop her emotionally and mentally becoming 60. She stopped at 20. So all her actions is as if she's a 20-year-old girl when really she's a 60-year-old woman. And people like, why she don't act her age? She act younger than because something happened. Something happened. That's why you got grown men that should be one way, are dealing with things one way, are dealing with issues one way, and they still deal with them as if they 15, 17. You see what I'm saying? And you be like, what is wrong with you? That's because they had things happen they never ever dealt with. So they grew up, but that child in them stayed the same. And when they hit issues like that, they don't know how to deal with it because their age is saying, I'm a grown old person, but their mentality and their emotions is saying, I'm stuck at 10, I'm stuck at 13, I'm stuck at 20. They're stuck. And what it takes is for a person to look at themselves and be like, I don't want to be like this. I need help. Now, in the Black community, especially men, do not want to go get counseling. And that's a pity. And so when we talk about other races that's getting the money and all this, a lot of that has to do with a whole bunch of these nationalities don't mind going getting help if they need it. It's only in the black family or Black nationality that we feel like going and talk to a counselor or a therapist or something is just taboo. No, I ain't going. But you're doing yourself a misjustice. Like I told y'all, my deceased husband, he the one said, baby, let's go merge counseling. Now we had a little counseling before we got married, but I'm talking about when you get in the merge and you realize some stuff is surfacing that you thought was dead, like me. Okay, I told y'all I had a fighting issue. So my temper was something else. Now I was one, I knew I couldn't beat up on my husband, but I would be so pissed because I couldn't hit him that I would go off. Do you hear me? When I went off, I went off. So it became people that love me and that I love walking around me, on tippy toes, or walking or being around me like on ice and stuff. And I'm like, what is wrong with these people? No, it wasn't what was wrong with them people, it was what was wrong with me. I'm the one that created this atmosphere. I had to be the one to change it. Y'all don't like it, truth. Okay. Zara. Okay, baby. Thank you. Yeah. So when you are messed up, and to be honest, let's be honest, most of us know we messed up. We know that something's wrong with us. Then you got a whole nother 10% that just think all they F ups that they do is everybody else's fault. People like that, there's nothing you can do but just let them be in their own world. Let them do their own thing. It's nothing you can do about that. And to lose your sense of humor and to lose your peace over trying to help somebody that don't want to help themselves, don't do it. Don't do it. Oh Lord, I just got another prophecy. I gotta call her. I'll call in a minute. I knew it was coming. I knew it was coming. But baby, I belong to the Most High. I am His favorite daughter. Trust me, you will kill yourself trying to mess with me. You'll end up somewhere that you ain't think you would ever end up trying to mess with me. That's why, you know what, y'all. People, like I said, y'all, foundation of anger. Some people who have lost parents early in age, they have that anger when you still got your parent. You know what I'm saying? And it becomes a full-fledged thing because they can't believe, well, why my parent had to die? That's something people need help with. There's nothing you can do about that at all. you know. So I just wanted to tell y'all, first of all, don't eat steak with snakes. When a person show you who they are, believe them, boo boo kitty. Okay, don't be like me. Don't make excuses. Oh, they just going through right now. Oh, they just having a hard time. Oh, they never had nobody to love them, so I'ma love them and I'ma love them more. No, don't make no excuses for them. It is what it is, and if they are who they are, move on. Okay. Uh, Foundation of anger. I just gave y'all, where that comes from. I hope y'all really, 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 really have paid attention to that because trust me, it's even some kids that's going through that right now. Why do you think a lot of this mumbo jumbo rap and stuff that you don't really understand? All you can figure out is the beat, and they be talking about I killed somebody, I laid down and blew. All that is foundation of anger. And most of that comes from not having a positive, strong male role model in the family. Now, people ask me, why do I like Good Times? I love Good Times. Good Times has always been one of my favorite shows. The reason why I love Good Times is because James Evans was a phenomenal father figure. He was a strong man in their household, and nobody bucked him either. What he said was loud, and he loved his family. He worked 2 and 3 jobs to make sure he could take care of his family. I love James. And if the Republicans wasn't crazy, for the most part, allegedly, I would be standing with them because they want the traditional family back. And I think what happened, and this is just my opinion, you ain't got to agree with me to be in my chat. I keep telling you that. I ought to be a butterfly. Don't just watch it, like, share, and subscribe. Okay, anyway. Um, I think what happened was back in the day when it was a man and woman in the house, husband and wife in the house, and the government made it to where the woman couldn't get any help if she had a man in the house. So the man loving his family and knowing that right then he couldn't do no better, he decides, well, you go ahead and get help. I'll leave and I'll be around. But once you out that door and you got your freedom, you ain't coming around. So all of that burden fell on the woman, and she was able to get as much help as she needed for her family. You know what I'm saying? Without the kids starving and blah blah blah. They knew what to do. It was the perfect storm. The perfect storm. And since our legacy, our history was we were separated anyway, it was the perfect storm. If it worked during slavery, let's try this. So now when you do see families that's still together, our families that get together, and we're gonna get married, we're gonna try to make this work, blah blah blah. Let me tell you something. I have a cousin who him and his wife, they knew they had grew apart in front of their children. They, was cordial to each other, a little loving, because they didn't want to set up something where the kids look at that and be like, well, my parents stayed together. They couldn't stand each other. Hey, Pastor. Hey, thank you for dropping down. So foundation, like I said, they was together and they stayed together until the last child went to college. When their last child went to college, they got a divorce. Both of them remarried and happier than they could ever be. Sometimes, y'all, you have to look at your own life and be like, what's best in this situation? Okay. Like I said, right now the Republicans is kind of everybody need therapy. Everybody, even the Democrats, they should do a 2-for-1. They all need therapy at this point. But what bothers me is that people don't think that once them cameras go off, that the Republicans and the Democrats don't have dinner together. Some of them are best friends. So don't get that wrapped up to where, well, no, these people, they all have an agenda on why they want what they want. And most of it ain't because of us. Most of it has nothing to do with the American people. I'm just being honest with you. It has to do with those PACs, those money PACs. Who's going to get this amount of money for this? Who gets this if they get their agenda brought on the floor to say this, this, and this, okay? So like I told y'all, even though it's some things that the Republicans say that I like and I approve of, there's other things that I take in consideration. Like I said, I have a daughter who's mixed up. When I say that, she bad. She don't know she want a woman or a girl. She was engaged to a dude, had dated a woman. Pray for her. I have a baby girl who's gay. I have a sister who's married to a woman. So I can't vote for this over here and then leave the people that I love out of that. You understand what I'm saying? Whether you agree with it or not, that's not the point. Because let me tell y'all something also about free speech. I know some of y'all get mad when y'all hear people call us the N word, or they say this, that, and the other, and y'all want them censored. Be careful with that. When people get censored, it's only a matter of time before they censor you. You'll say something one day and somebody ain't gonna like it and want you censored. So what if you came on here and you like, I love coffee. Y'all know I do. What if you came on here and you talked about coffee and somebody got mad because they're a tea lover and they like, you know what? I don't like that. I'm gonna make sure they censor you. I don't like it. Let's boycott her. Let's cancel her because that's all she do is coffee, coffee, coffee. And then they start talking about, well, we gonna, censor coffee. Huh? See what I'm saying? I mean, I used a stupid analogy, but y'all get the point. You got to be careful when you want people censored because they're saying something you don't like. Because there's a lot of things that you may say that other people don't like. But it should still be free speech. There's always this thing called a remote. If you're looking at TV and you don't like it, you can change the channel. On YouTube, you can change the channel. You just have to type in whoever you're looking for, go somewhere else, a mouse. But stop that censor stuff, y'all. Stop that. Because once they censor somebody you like, then you're going to be mad. Then you're going to have a problem. That's all I'm saying. So let's recap again. We're not eating steaks with no snakes. People who you think is your friend and they show to be frenemies. Okay? They just want to hear what you got to say about your situation so they can call people, tell people, what you done told them in secrecy. You better be careful. A lot of y'all use this friend word so loose. People ain't even tried. They ain't even been battle tried yet. They ain't weathered no storm with you, but they your friend. Really? Really? We ain't went through nothing. We ain't had our first argument yet as friends, but you my friend, and I'm gonna tell you my whole business because we friends. Nah. And I understand that in some people's life, their life off of YouTube is horrible. They may be lonely, and I think that's the problem with a whole lot of people. I think off of YouTube, they're very lonely. I really do. I think it's a thing to where they can come on here and be whoever they want to be. But as soon as they turn this off right here, they go back to being whoever they are. And whoever they are is not who they want to be. Only you got the power to change that. Some of y'all just too lazy to become something else. To improve who you are. You just lazy. You rather just keep sitting talking about what you don't have, what you don't have, what you don't have, what you can't do, what you can't do, what the white man done, what the white man done. I mean, after a while, that gets old. And I'm going to tell you up front, I'm very vocal. I tell you as a friend, be like, what is wrong with you? For real, what's the problem? If you don't like it, then don't do it. If you want something better, go get it. I mean, that's me though. Okay. People tell me I'm too hard on people, and I probably am. I got that tough love type of spirit. You understand? Pray for me. So, but I hate to hear a person whine. Ugh. And I told y'all, I hate to hear a man, woe is me. Well, I would, but, yeah, but, I can't stand that. That bothers me. It's like, oh, you the wrong sex. Even women don't whine that much. My God. Okay, thank you, Zyra. So I'm just saying, y'all. I'm just saying, just be careful who you encounter, who you endure, who you let in your bosom. I'm gonna tell y'all a quick story real quick, and then we'll be out for here. This was a story that was told to me early on. One day, this woman was walking and she saw a snake. Some of y'all probably have heard many versions of this. She saw a snake, and it was wintertime. And the snake said, "Oh, ma'am, I'm so cold. Can you please keep me warm?" And she said, "No, you're a snake. You're going to bite me." And he said, "No, I won't." He said, "No, I won't. I'm just so cold. Please, please, please." So she picks the snake up and she's holding the snake. He said, "But I'm still cold, ma'am. Can you please just hug me? Just hug me. Put me close because I'm still cold." She said, "No, you're a snake. You're going to bite me." He said, "No, I won't." So she begins to put the snake up against her chest. And so he's like, Oh, this feels good, but I'm still cold. I'm still cold. Please, please, please. Can you make me warmer? Can you put me inside of your coat? She said, no, you're a snake and you're going to bite me. He said, no, I won't. No, I won't. So she opens up her coat and she puts the snake on the inside of her. And he says, thank you, I'm warm. And as soon as he said he was warm, he bit her. And she screamed. And she said, you said you weren't going to bite me. He said, well, you knew I was a snake. Meaning people are true to form. If it walks like a duck, it talks like a duck. It's a dang blasted duck. It ain't no rabbit. When people show you who they are, Maya Angelou, believe them. Believe them. Everybody's not like you. You may have the love of God. You may have the endurance of Job. Do you hear me? And that's what you may want to give to people. But I'm telling you, people show you who they are if you just watch. Not everybody deserves your understanding. Not everybody deserves your love. Not everybody deserves your enduring power. Okay? Some people don't because they have a usury spirit, a manipulation spirit, or they're a snake. And either way, you don't need to give them none of your time. None of your time. I don't care if it's family members. I don't care if it's a best friend. Sometimes it can even be your child. You know how many kids is killing their parents these days? Which is a whole nother subject. But they killing their parents these days like 40 going north. So sometimes when you get there warning about a child, keep that child away from you. Let them know. No, you can't come over here. No, I'm good. I'm fine. No, I just don't want to be bothered. I'm serious, y'all. The devil is not above who he touches, who he contacts. And like I told y'all, Cain had kids. Cain killed his own brother. Not because of something his brother did, but it was a jealousy thing because God accepted his gift, Abel's gift, and didn't accept Cain's gift. So be careful of that. Told y'all about foundation of error. Shake your family tree and see what nut falls out. Go back in your history and see what thing keeps coming down the bloodline. Because if you talk to people, if you watch, it's some things, y'all, that has been passed down through generation. And it takes you, which I knew I was the generation killer. I knew certain things I had saw in my family. I knew when it came to me, I wasn't going to do it. I was going to be different. And not only was I going to surpass it, I was going to succeed. I would be the one to tell the story where it stopped. See, I can be honest about me. Let me tell you something. The curse of it all was on both sides of my family. We have the curse of family members molesting or having sex with family members. Okay? And on both sides of my family. So either way, it was going to hit me. Okay? Either way, it was going to hit me. But I was the one that stopped it. It stopped with me. It stopped with me. I endured what I endured, but I also told it. And I'm still telling it. Of course, now on one side of the family, that immediate family stopped speaking to me. I became the worst person ever because I opened my mouth and I revealed what was going on. When I told the person I should have told, which was my grandmother on that side, I told y'all about that. She blamed me and all this and stuff. And okay, well, you ain't gonna listen. Let me keep talking and telling somebody till somebody listen. Okay? And even though it took a minute, because back then people believed whatever happened in my house, stay in my house. Whatever happened in this family, stay in this family. So people didn't want to get involved with family business. And they would say, oh, baby, I don't know what to say about that. I'll be praying for you. I didn't want to hear that, but thank you. So I'm telling y'all, shake your family tree and see what nut falls out. Because it's some things that's been passed down. Quick-tempered sometimes can be passed down. Bad money management can be that can be taught, but it also can be passed down. If everybody in your family had to file bankruptcy, like great grandmama them, they had to do whatever was bankruptcy back then, and then your grandmama and your granddaddy got married and all this and stuff, but then they had to file bankruptcy, and then two of your aunts or two of your uncles done filed. It's check that tree. Check that tree, y'all. So anyway, that's all I wanted to say today, y'all. I love y'all. Thank y'all for coming through. And remember, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to my channel. No matter what the test, always do your best. This has been Creole Butterfly. I'll catch y'all in these streets. Smooches.